Welcome to Inside the Ivy. It's Kyle Babcock on Sports Report Radio on the phone. This is a friend of ours. This is a guy that is in the Cubs minor league organization. This guy's a pitcher. Not only is he a pitcher, he is a, believe it or not, I saw this guy catch at the Midwest League All-Star Game, the governor of Indiana, Eric Holcomb. So this guy is multi-talented, multifaceted, but on the phone, our friend in the Cubs organization, Jeff Passantino. Jeff, thanks so much for taking some of your time for us to talk a little bit about who you are. Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the phone call. I'm glad to be here.
Well, Jeff, let's talk a little bit about yourself, and I'll ask you a couple quick questions, but what's it like for you? I know you were drafted, I think it was 2017, wasn't it, with the Cubs organization?
Yeah.
And I think you kind of hold a distinction, don't you? A distinction they have in football, but were you like the last pick of the draft, like Mr. Irrelevant?
That's exactly what they call me, Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick.
But do they have a big party for you anywhere, a big parade or anything like they do in football?
No, there was no parade, there was no car, there was nothing. Just the opportunity to go play professional baseball, which is what I always wanted. But yeah, Mr. Irrelevant is what it is.
Well, Jeff, what's really cool about that is it's obviously, I'm sure you grew up as a kid playing baseball, loving baseball with your craft, but to even be selected out of college is an accomplishment in itself. But let's face it, is this your third or fourth year in the Cubs organization?
It's my fourth year. Well, technically the end of the third. I got drafted in 2017, played all of my rookie ball year. In 2018, I was in short season low A. 2019, I was all over the place in high double A and triple A. So, yeah, I guess it's the beginning of my fourth year. Just thankful for the opportunity again.
Well, Jeff, one of the things I noticed last year was you got moved around quite a bit. We saw you in South Bend, we saw you in Myrtle Beach. Then didn't you jump up to Iowa also? And I mean, you pitched almost at every level of the minor leagues, didn't you, last year?
Yeah. I broke with South Bend out of camp last year. I was there for almost half the year. I made the All-Star team down in low A, and then right after the All-Star break, got promoted up to Myrtle Beach, which is high A. I had an appearance there, and then we were on the road in North Carolina, and I got the call. I got called into my manager's office, and he told me I was going to AAA. So I went from being a reliever in high A to a starter in AAA in just a matter of 48 hours. And I made 2 great starts in AAA, and then 2 more great starts in AA, and then ultimately finished the year back down in high A. But it was a great year full of, great information, great opportunity, performed great at every level. So again, it was a great learning experience.
Jeff, what I really liked is I remember we watched you on television. We watched you through the minor league app, and we watched you in Iowa. I mean, that was quite a big jump from, jumping up to AAA, because let's face it, that's major league talent. And I mean, you had 2 really good outings there. What was that like for you thinking, hey, some of these guys are going to be in the pros this year, in the major leagues?
Yeah, I struck out a couple really good dudes that were all-stars in the big leagues a couple years before, and it was just a great experience. You can't ever take for granted the guys who you get to face and the learning that goes on. I feel like that's been the biggest part of this whole process, is learning the game of baseball and learning how to pitch. And last year, the Cubs, they trusted in me to go up there and to do my thing, and I did. And I'm expecting big things from myself. I know the Cubs are in the next year, so I'm ready to get the season started whenever it does. So, yeah, it was a great year, man. I appreciate everything the Cubs have done so far, and I'm not going to take anything for granted.
Well, Jeff, obviously a strange happening here with Major League Baseball and minor league baseball called off because of this, but with you guys not out there in Mesa and out there, how do you keep fresh and how do you train now? I mean, is there any structure, or are you pretty much on your own like back in the college and high school days?
Yeah, there's structure for sure. The Cubs and the MLB itself are doing everything in their power amongst this chaos to communicate the best of their ability. We were getting emails every day regarding our lifting schedule, throwing program, all that really good stuff. It's chaotic for us players, but I couldn't even imagine how chaotic it is for the front office and guys even at the executive level, the ownership of all this stuff that's going on, how chaotic it is there. So, yes, it's tough. It's a tough situation for me to be in, but life's all about adversity, and this is just another curveball that life's thrown at me, and I've been through a couple curveballs already, so I'm just handling it the best I can. My training so far isn't really changing. I'm going exactly how it was during spring training for that week that we were there. As far as lifting goes, I'm kind of keeping that the same, and I'm filling my bullpens twice a week, just trying to stay fresh, because we don't know when we're going to be back. That's been the biggest thing so far, is we don't know when we're going to return. So everything so far is kind of rumors. So yeah, I mean, that's just basically it. Is to not be stupid about this whole thing. To keep your body ready, stay healthy, eat healthy, do all the right things. Common sense stuff. As far as my training goes, nothing's really changing. Just staying in shape, staying ready. We don't know when that phone call is going to come. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit longer than we thought it was going to be last week. So we're just this is what baseball is. It builds men, it builds great players. So we're just taking it one day at a time, keeping the training fresh, keeping our bodies fresh, and enjoying some family time while we have it.
Well, Jeff, one last question. If you weren't a baseball player in the minor leagues trying to get to the major leagues, what would you be doing? A young guy? I mean, there's something else that you aspire to do? I mean, what would you be doing, or have you always wanted to be that baseball guy?
I've always wanted to be a professional baseball player. I've achieved that dream. Now the next step is, of course, to get to the big leagues, but if I wasn't a professional baseball player, if I wasn't a Major League Baseball player, I'd be flying airplanes. I went to flight school this offseason for a little bit and got my private license out of the way, and I have a couple more ratings to get. But yeah, I love to fly. That's been my biggest thing since I was little. My dad used to fly us around in a Cessna 182 when I was younger. He was an architect, and the company he worked for got him his own plane and put him through his own flight program and flight training. So that was really cool. But he'd take me up in the car seat and put me in the co-pilot seat. So that was awesome. I think that's where I got the love for it. But if I wasn't playing baseball, I'd be in the air, and I'd be flying, and I enjoy that almost as much as baseball. So baseball is my first love. It will always be my first love. Obviously, the dream is to play another 15 years in the big leagues. So we'll see what life has in store. But if I wasn't playing baseball, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be flying planes.
Wow, that is really cool. One of the reasons we're doing some of these podcasts like this on Sports Report Radio is we want to talk to people, because people see you out on the field, you're playing baseball, you're striking out people, you're there, you're in the dugout, you're in the uniform, but you're a person also. And I think I kind of want to break down some of those stereotypes, because you are a good guy. I know my interaction with you from last year in Mesa and South Bend, seeing you there. You're one of the good guys, and I appreciate you taking the time, because there's a lot of really good people in sports, and you're one of the good ones. And I just want to wish you the best of luck. You're a good dude, and I hope we can catch up out in Arizona. If they do the spring training again, we're going to swing out there and do that. But Jeff, thanks so much for taking your time. I appreciate it. I mean, you took the time to be on Inside the Ivy on Sports Report Radio, and I just can't say thank you enough. But thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. I love the opportunity. I always love to talk to people, and of course, all those baseball players outside of that diamond are normal dudes, and I just try to be, the guy my family instilled in me, and all the values and morals that goes along with that, and it's treating people with respect, and it's having fun and enjoying life. So outside the diamond, you can always catch me having a great conversation and talking to people. It's what I really enjoy. And again, thank you for having me on here. It's been fun. It's been great. And anytime you guys need a guest, I'll be happy to do it.